Okay, so my 3 secret tips for reducing stress in your life are this. Stay calm, relax, stress less. Okay, that sounded much funnier in my head. Let's get to the real stuff. So during my recovery from chronic illness, the number one thing that I had to learn to do was to reduce stress in my life. And this was very difficult to do with a body that was highly sensitive to even the smallest of stresses. But over this time, I learned a number of practices and habits which helped me to reduce stress, which allowed healing for my body and allowed me to also develop a very calm mind. In this video, I'm just going to give you an overview of some of the things that I did throughout the day. I have elaborated on some of these in previous videos, and I will elaborate more on future videos. I'll also note that there are some environmental factors that you may not be able to change in your life, but adding these things in will help you with where you're at right now. Tip number 1, start the day and end the day well. When I get up in the morning, my phone is actually away from me overnight in a different room and on silent, and I won't check my phone first thing in the morning for the first hour or two. What I like to do is start the day in a very relaxed way in prayer and meditating on things which are going to nourish my mind. And I find that this sets the tone of the day so much, starting in a relaxed state. In the evening, I like to do the same and put my phone and electronics away from me at least an hour or two before bed. And I find that this also helps the quality of my sleep so much. And I have wonderful sleep and wake up fresh the next morning. Tying into that, tip number 2 is the importance of a good night's sleep. Sleep is just so foundational to good health and reducing stress in your life, because when you sleep well, your body is able to heal and replenish overnight, and you're able to cope better with the stresses the next day. It's not just the quantity of sleep, but more importantly, the quality of sleep. And I would recommend for this that you do have a really relaxing evening routine, and you'll go to bed with a calm mind and sleep really well. Tip number 3 is reduce electronics. This is a big one for me. This has been the number one thing that's helped in my recovery and developing a calm mind. I actually leave my phone on silent all day and in another room away from me. And what I'll do is I'll actually just check messages a few times throughout the day and respond to them, because I don't want my phone on me all the time getting notifications and alerts coming through. And during my illness, I wasn't able to even look at a screen for literally 5 minutes, like most of the time, and sometimes not even that. So I've learned to live without technology in that way. And our brain wasn't actually created to switch quickly from one thing to another, and that causes problems for us. It was created to focus our attention on one activity at a time. And if we use our brain in that way, rather than the way that most people use it in this society, that will help to reduce stress so much and bring you to a calmer state. The next tip tying into that is to compartmentalize your time. So I have my morning and evening routines, as I discussed, and I have my phone away from me. And what this allows me to do is actually give my full attention to the activity I'm doing at the time. So whether that be going for a walk or catching up with a friend or working on something or reading or whatever I'm doing, I like to have no distractions and block out that time to focus my attention 100% on the thing that I'm doing in the moment. And that will help you also to avoid the scatter that goes on in the brain, and it will increase your productivity so much too. So another tip which sort of ties into my morning and evening routines is I would encourage you to have times of silence and solitude if you can. Even starting small at 15 minutes a day or something will help over time. It will retrain your brain to just slow down, and you'll be operating from that calm, logical part of the brain rather than the emotional part of the brain. Do whatever practice works well for you, but I definitely encourage you to do this and just get away from the world and just have your own time. And this actually ties into the next tip, which is to get outdoors whenever you can. And if you can do the quiet time outdoors, that'll help you so much. It's well documented the benefits of actually getting outside. First of all, you get your vitamin D, which is going to be so important for you and your energy. And you also get a bunch of other psychological benefits and also physical benefits too. So even if you can just get out for 10-15 minutes or even for 5 minutes to break up your work day and get outside in the morning or the evening, that is going to help you so much. And for me, that has been enormous in my recovery. And that leads me into the next tip, which is exercise. Light exercise is going to help you so much. We all know that there are so many benefits of exercise. Walking has been proven to be the best exercise for mental health and reducing that stress and getting your mind as calm as possible. I love to go for a walk every day. This has been, apart from eliminating electronics, probably the next most important thing that's helped me to develop the calm mind and reduce stress in my life and the healing of my body. So I would highly recommend going for walking outside in nature, and it's just so beautiful and it'll be so replenishing and therapeutic for you. So make time to do this because the benefits will be worth it that you will get over the coming weeks and months. Another really great thing that I like to do is to create as calmer environment as possible while I'm doing the things that I'm doing, whether it's reading or working, relaxing, whatever I'm doing. So I like to have a diffuser. I did another video on essential oils, and as you're breathing those in, it's going straight to your brain and releasing feel-good chemicals that are getting you relaxed and calm and putting you in a nice state. I also like to have soft music playing in the background, whether it's a light classical or instrumental worship music, and that'll also help get your brain waves into the right frequency and really allow you to be calm. And those are things that are so easy to do and don't take any effort. You can just have those on in the background while you're doing the things that you're already doing. One other environmental thing that I find actually really helps is having a pet. I love this dog. His name is Cookie, and while I've got my diffuser and my music on, I've usually got him beside me, and he's so relaxing and cuddly and warm. So the next tip, I don't have to tell you too much about this, is diet. I did a video actually, Healthy Eating 101 for beginners, which will give you an overview. What you want to do to allow you to reduce stress and to give your body the fuel that it needs to function well is to reduce inflammatory foods. Things such as sugars and processed foods and also saturated fats, and increase anti-inflammatory foods and foods that are rich in the nutrients and vitamins, which will give your body the fuel to function as best as it can. And this will be things like getting your omega-3s, getting your fruit, your vegetables, your nuts and your seeds. And as I say in that video, you don't have to go all or nothing. Start to implement things in and cut things out, and you'll get the benefit of that over the coming weeks and months. And trust me, that helps the state of your body and your mind so much. There are a range of other practices that you can include. These are just the main ones. I do other things like journaling, I get massages, I do stretching, I do dry brushing, I do earthing or grounding if you want to look that up. And I'm going to elaborate on some of these in other videos, but there are literally so many practices that you can implement in your life to reduce stress. I hope that you'll benefit from this video, and you can go away and look into some of these even more, and stay tuned also for upcoming videos where I'm going to elaborate on these things. Okay, so this last tip is my biggest tip. You will not find this anywhere else because I actually developed this myself, and I'm going to share it with you now. What you want to do is actually stand up straight as possible. Stand on one leg. You want to make sure you're facing east when you're doing this. Put your finger on your nose and spin around 3 times. Okay, I hope you didn't believe me. I'm so sorry, I just couldn't resist throwing that in. So thank you so much for tuning in. These are some of the lessons that I've learned in my own journey. We don't have time to elaborate on them more right now, but we will do that at some point. I hope that you can start to see the benefit of these things and put them into practice in your life and really reap the rewards of doing it. So I wish you good health, my friends, and take care. We'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new videos. Feel free to leave any comments or questions below, and don't forget to share with your friends.